at least on my phone, it's separated. And did they already take care of that? What I was talking about yesterday?
I definitely told them about it. They said I don't know if they did anything different to it. They very well could have. I know that they definitely took the consideration to heart. But they said that if you accidentally hit the blue pill, you can hit the red pill and it will negate it, I guess.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I will say on my tablet, they are so close together. You don't even have to have sausages for fingers to make that one. But on what you guys were talking about real quick with Jovan Pulitzer and everything, first and foremost is the fact that you guys were mentioning that there could be bias in one party or another, or this or that or the other thing. I think when it comes down to treason, I don't give a crap whether you served in the military or any government agency. And to be honest with you, the reason that the penalty for treason is death is because the most hated people that committed treason were in the military and were in the government agencies. And just like all of these crooked politicians, most of them are lawyers with, most of them are attorneys or even some of them are even former judges. So they know exactly what they are doing and what they are violating. And when these people go out there, even mom and pop, Sally Stu, who drags a suitcase full of ballots and runs them through the scanning machine 1,000,000 times, she is partaking in the event of trying to overthrow a sitting president of the United States of America.
Absolutely.
She is still committing treason herself. I don't care if it's a regular citizen, if you will, but especially the people who are in the agencies and lawyers. Some of them are politicians. I can't remember the name of that politician that was almost crapping her pants whenever the video of the suitcases came out. But it looked like she had the mask on and she was helping count votes herself. But whenever Jovan Pulitzer came out and said, "Give me the paper ballots, and in a couple hours I can run these through our machines and I can prove to you with 100% accuracy." Whenever you take a crooked dollar bill and you feed it into a vending machine and it kicks it back out, that machine operates with certain parameters. And if it's off in any slight form, it's going to kick it back out. You can't use your phone to deposit a check 5 times in a row. The first one goes into your bank account. The next 4 times you try to send in that same check, it's going to say, "This is a duplicate, kick it out. This is a duplicate, kick it out." That's exactly what he was saying. Why are they able to rescan and rescan? They made those machines with flaws built into them for a reason. And just like what a lot of the theories are going around is that we knew beforehand that a lot of this stuff was already going to occur. I mean, that's why they came out and said this mail-in ballot crap is just waiting for fraud on a stick to take place.
It reminds me, Mr. Amazing, this reminds me of, you're talking about this expert who's proving things, and it reminds me of Catch Me If You Can, because Catch Me If You Can, the 2002 movie, is based on a true story. Frank Nell Jr., he pretended to be a pilot, then a lawyer, but he was an expert at identifying fraud, check fraud, and he was later used by the FBI and made a career out of it. And so I see, and so I hope we can do the same thing with election fraud as we did with check fraud. Back in the 60s, check fraud was super prevalent, and like now election fraud, we're seeing how there's a lot going on and it's very prevalent. So we need experts like Jovan Hutton Pulitzer, who can prove that the fraud is occurring.
I absolutely agree. Yeah. Like whenever he came out there and said, "I can tell you if that," whenever he was talking about knowing and studying paper at the nano level for the last 6 years. And he goes, I can tell you if that paper came from China. I can tell you if the person that handled it was a smoker. I guarantee you 80% of the people who were watching that were on the left and involved in this shit, all of them collectively crapped their pants.
Yeah.
And that's why you had moving trucks show up to get those pallets. I said pallets of ballots out of there. And all of a sudden, shredding trucks. I'm not sure if you've ever seen commercial shredding trucks. I'm in a particular type of business where our company actually has confidential, I will not say classified information, but definitely confidential social security, birth dates, all of the important stuff, including medical records. And we use shredding services on a regular basis. And they come in there with like dumpsters, like that you drag out to the street. They're, 55 gallons worth of trash. And they come in there with several of them. And they're literally loading these things into a dump truck, and it shreds it right there.
Yeah, we had a tip. I had a tip early on or after the election that there was some shredding trucks outside of the city of Chandler, which is in Arizona, in Maricopa County, kind of the whole Phoenix metro area. We had some shredding trucks outside of a voting location that week. So, I mean, yeah, the shredding, I don't know if and that's a violation of at least, if not state, then a federal law to destroy ballots. So yeah, it's really tough. I mean, hey, but we should be lucky. We should be fortunate because going back to Brazil, the Brazil connection. So in Brazil, all their voting machines are electronic. So they don't even have paper ballots. And they don't allow any third-party audits from private companies either. So we should, I mean, at least you have paper ballots, but what's the point if they're going to shred them anyways? What's the point of having a paper ballot if we can't check it, right?
Yeah, so super quick, because I know I'm going to let you guys get to some other calls, but here is the biggest problem. When you can go to elementary school and take classrooms full of exams, like the SAT or SOLs, I believe they're called whenever you're in the grade schools, and fill out Scantrons. You put your name in each block, one letter per block. And then underneath of it, you have to fill in a bubble. And then whenever you take the exam, you use a number 2 pencil, because sometimes it doesn't work if it's not a number 2 pencil. And I'm kind of dating myself if it has changed since then. But those things are used with those machines with 100% accuracy. And then you can digitally, with the camera on your smartphone, deposit checks into your bank account, and it immediately tells you when that check went into your account. And I can go onto my phone or whatever tablet or any other electronic device and monitor every single penny that goes in and out of my bank account. But for some reason, they're trying to sell us the fact, quote unquote, that these voting machines are secure on one end. They always say, oh, they're secure and trust them, and that's why we have to trust them going in. And then on the back end, they're like, oh, well, there might be some flaws. And then that's why they're running all of these ballots that are, you remember, at least with the hanging Chad back in the day, there was a physical piece of paper that had a flaw in it. Now they're trying to tell us that you filled in a Scantron type piece of paper and it still had a flaw in it, even though you did every single thing you were supposed to do when they handed it to you. And they're trying to sell us that millions of people fucked it up. Or
you mentioned scanning a check, and it's funny. It made me think of that of when you mentioned scanning a check. It made me think of the QR code. And you know who invented the QR code?
Jovan
Pulitzer.
Exactly. That's exactly what I'm talking about. How does your phone? I can do it on my phone, and then grab my wife's sister's brother's phone and try to deposit the same check into a different account, already having been deposited into my own account already. How does the bank know this check's already been deposited somewhere? These things are talking to each other, but they're trying to sell us that voting machines for some reason can't do that. And that's the problem. That is the biggest problem.
It's the inherent vulnerabilities. I mean, obviously, if they wanted this stuff to be secured, if they wanted it to be foolproof, then it would be. But clearly, that's not what they're looking for. All right, well, Mr. Amazing, we got to take the next caller, buddy. I always appreciate it when you call in.
Roger that. Love you guys. God bless America. Have a good evening.
God bless you and America. Love you too, brother. We'll see you.